Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, Chris here, and today I'm super excited to share with you what I consider to be one of the best ways for beginning flamenco guitarists to learn Bulerias. So this crazy Bulerias rhythm, there's all kinds of opinions on how to learn this for guitar, and so I'm going to submit to you my version, okay? So first and foremost, I have to give a little... This is a high quality lesson, but low quality technical skills on my part as far as being able to do, like, there's people that can do graphics on the screen and all that stuff. I don't even have a dry erase board, so I have this, I took this from my kiddo for a little bit, just for this lesson. I'll give it right back. So I'm going to write what I consider to be the secret for the beginning flamenco guitarist to learn Bulerias. You ready? Here we go. Bear with me. Let me try to make this legible on this Etch-a-Sketch. All right, can you read that? You got it? That says straight eighths. Straight eighths. That's what that says. All right, so that's it. For the beginning flamenco guitarist and beginning musician, you might not know what eighths are, but they are eighth notes and they're a subdivision. Okay, for the intermediate and advanced guitarists, I encourage you, I submit to you to please watch the rest of this video because I think this can help you out too. I want to let you know that I've personally had some struggles with Bulerias Compas in the beginning, and I came across this way to do this, and it helped me immensely to internalize the Compas of Bulerias. So let's get to this. So the straight eighth notes is just going 1 and 2 and 3, and it's the and in between, okay? So we're not only doing a number, the beat number, but we're doing the and, okay? For this lesson on guitar, all we're gonna need is to fix this hand, our fret hand, we're gonna put it on A with an add flat 9. So the open 5th string, 2nd fret of the 4th string, 3rd fret of the 3rd string, 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and open 1st string. So it ends up being from the 5th string down 0, 2, 3, 2, 0. Okay? 0, 2, 3, 2, 0. So that's the chord we're going to be using. If you need to practice that, make sure to put that time in to get that. Okay? All right. So what I recommend to you first is that we learn the compas of Bulerias. There's lots of different ways and different concepts on this, and you're gonna have to learn them all, okay? But we'll start with just one that's very general and super common. The concept of Bulerias being in 12s, which more frequently it's in 6s, and I think later on it'll be smarter for you to think of it just in 6s. However, 12 is a great place to start, and a lot of the phrasing is in 12s. So the most common way in 12s to count Bulerias would be to start on 12. That general accents right now, we'll just start with this. We're going to have to start somewhere. So 12, 3, 6, 8, 10. And we say 11 and then 12. So we go 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12. Okay? So what I'm going to submit to you is that this rhythm that we're going to do, the rhythm that you're going to learn here in this lesson, by the end of this lesson, is not the way you play Bulerias. I am not saying that this is the way you play Bulerias. I'm saying this is a great way to learn and to lay a foundation for your learning of Bulerias, as well as build some technical skills, okay? That's a huge task in and of itself, so let's get to it. I do want to let you know that every tier in my Patreon subscribers gets a 6-page lesson on this whole subject with lots of other exercises, the chords, the patterns, all that stuff. So if you want to sign up and be, join my group, that would be super awesome. I'd love to have you aboard. And anyway, so that's that. Let's get back to it. So we have that chord. You generally know how to count. You need to practice that. So counting, I highly recommend that you count out loud. Count out loud, count out loud while you play. That's why I gave you something very simple, is so that's what I found with my students. If I start them out with this and start them counting out loud early, they're ready. How long do you count out loud? A lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, I've heard other people, you're not supposed to count, you're supposed to go by feel. I discourage that for two reasons. One, if you're starting this at anywhere over the age of 5 years old, you're already behind, okay? So you're talking about an art form that really is, takes your entire life, and you can spend practicing it every day, all the live long day, and there's not enough time to learn all that this art has to offer, the art of flamenco, okay? It's just not possible. So in my experience, counting will help you internalize the rhythm much faster. Count until you no longer need to count. So a lot of my students will go, how long do I count for? Should I, count for this month? No. Count until you're playing and you realize you're not counting. Okay? That's what I recommend. Go by what it's your rodeo, okay? So you do what you got to do, but that's what I recommend. Also, the second point I was going to make is that if you have that counting strong and you can pull that information up immediately, if you can access that because you've practiced it, most people have some idea of the count, okay? So if there's a problem when you're doing higher level stuff with baile and doing crazy cortes, doing crazy stops, then go, oh, where was that? Oh, that's the and after 4, okay? And really quickly you can talk about that as opposed to try to get the feel of it if it feels foreign. If it feels foreign, it's going to take you a lot of repetition to get the feel, okay? So that's my take on counting. Count until you don't have to, and guess what? You don't have to worry about when you don't have to. It'll just happen. Could be 1 year, could be 8. You got to put in the time, okay? Practice counting out loud with your playing. All right, so let's actually play the guitar. So what we're going to do is straight eighth notes. We're going to play every single beat plus the and in between, the and subdivision, okay? Again, this is not the way you're going to play Bulerias. This is just a learning method. So here we go. We're going to go with our index finger. I want you to put your thumb on the low 6th string. No, you will not always keep your thumb right here, but we have to start someplace. And for the beginners, that's a great place to start. Thumb on the low 6th string. You are going to extend your index finger, your first finger, and then you're going to raise it. Bring it back to either your palm or your thumb, kind of like that. What I do want to let you know is biomechanically, you want to have these other 3 fingers extended, not stiff, but just relaxed. Okay? I want to talk about 2 more biomechanical things. First is that the movement is being generated from this knuckle and this knuckle. Combination platter. Some people do it more with this, some people do it more with that. That's semantics as far as I'm concerned. If you can do it well and in time, we're good, we're golden, okay? I do want to let you know that this movement of my hand, this part of my forearm, it might be moving up and down. I have to let you know, the viewer, that is not where I'm generating the movement from. I am not pushing down and pulling up with my bicep and tricep. I'm not doing that. I'm using only my finger, and this movement is incidental. It's just moving a little bit because the finger is making it move a little bit, but I'm generating all the movement from my index finger, okay? Cool. The next thing is, I get a lot of questions on this, is where is the index finger? How many strings is it supposed to strum? The short answer is it depends on the harmony, and then it depends on your musicality. It's your rodeo, so you get to decide. If I only want to hit these 2 strings, the top 2 strings for that particular chord, because that's what I hear and that's what I like, that's great. I want to hit all 6 strings, then you got to work to do that. Depending on the size and length of your finger, that radius changes it, okay? So if you have a shorter finger, you have a shorter radius, and so it's going to be a little bit more work to hit all 6 strings, and then you might have to have some kind of movement, intentional movement, at the forearm to be able to strum through all those strings. Phew! All right, So we're going to do just straight down, up, straight eighths. 12 and 1 and 2 and 3 and yeah. So I have the metronome here set at 112. Very slow, very slow. We're going to put our A with the add flat 9, okay? And then we're going to put our thumb here just because it's not always going to be there, but right now it's a good place to start. Extend those other fingers. Put your index finger. I'm going to say 9, 10, 11, and then we'll start on 12, okay? 9, 10, 11, 12, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right? Not super exciting and not very flamenco sounding, okay? But again, that's later. Let's just build some skills first, build some foundation for you as a beginning flamenco guitarist. So the problem that happens is that I will get intermediate or even advanced skilled guitarists, flamenco guitarists, that don't have a real good grasp of the compás. They can play super crazy falsettas, and they can play some really crazy even versions of compás, but they're not what I describe as liberated with the rhythm. I want to warn intermediate and advanced guitarists that this has been one of the biggest challenges when a student like that comes to me to humble themselves to go, I have to do work like this. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because they can play all these crazy variations, but they're variations and they don't understand how to put it all together and how to create anything out of the air, just depending on their own artistic choice at the time, because they have these memorized, challenging patterns. This is the best way to break it, but it's really hard, especially as you get up in the ranks. It's really hard to go back and do this work. How do I know that? Because I had to do it, okay? So, all right. Let's talk about that real quick. I do want to let you know, please subscribe and hit that notification button. And also let me know if you have any questions or any requests in the comments below so that I can address those. And I have a list of what I want to get to. But if I get enough people that want the same thing, I'll bump it up in the list, okay? So anyway, please subscribe. Super helps me out. I super appreciate it. As far as the straight eighth notes, by having just this foundational pattern, you're learning how to have the endurance with your first finger strum, okay? And then what happens is that you would take away things. So what I've noticed, and it's similar to weightlifting. So if you go in and you're weightlifting and you're, really strong and you can, bench press 150 pounds, and you go, you can bench press 150 pounds. Then somebody all of a sudden asks you to bench 250 pounds. Even if you go every day and you can bench 150 pounds, doesn't mean you're going to be able to bench 250 pounds. This is the same thing with this. Even if you have these patterns that are really fancy, when you need to fill out the rhythm, and there are certain environments that you will need to do that. If that environment has not presented itself to you, it does not mean it does not exist, okay? So, for example, in flamenco, there are different environments, such as maybe you have a band, and you are a guitarist with a band, and playing instrumental music, flamenco instrumental music. Well, if you have people doing palmas or percussionist and bass, and then your compás does not need to sound all full, and it doesn't need to sound like this. Yeah, that is not going to sound that way anyway. But it could be way less. It could be like this. Yeah? And it makes sense because you have all this other stuff. But if you're accompanying a singer just by yourself, that's not going to fly. You need to have more of the soniquete or bulerias all on your own. So you need to be able to fill it up. And so if you have memorized patterns that are very sparse, because they come from a situation, an environment where it's a band environment, then you're going to not be able to fill out that compás and make it sound strong and get the oles, yeah? So that's why, as an intermediate and advanced player, that I hope you watch and are on board with doing a little bit of this work. Just 5 minutes a day for a couple weeks, and you're going to be golden, okay? So the next layer would be to add the accent. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. With a metronome, of course, counting out loud, adding those accents. The next level would be adding the golpe. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah? There's all kinds of different ideas and things that we can do. Make sure that if you're really interested in this, I created what I believe to be a great lesson plan with, all the chord and the strums and all that stuff. Again, for all my Patreon tiers, so you can get that for even, just a YouTube Plus thing, which would super help me out. I would super appreciate it. And regardless, if you're still here watching right now, you are awesome. This is one of my longest videos. And it's a crazy topic to get into, learning Bulerias, because it's a monster and it's a lifelong thing. We're all in this doing the best we can, learning, okay? So hopefully these tips helped you. This lesson, please tune in for more and let me know what questions you have and what requests you have for future lessons, okay? So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Enjoy the work. Get to playing that guitar. Bye.